About time for another Coach Life. So listen, I was remembering where Coach Life began. And it began in France. Now, whether it began in Paris or Noyer, I'm not sure. But I know okay, so it was 2017 is when I accepted Tank's challenge to go out and do my own thing, because he was saying, Coach, you sitting here trying to inspire us with workshop and all of that, but you are creative, you're not pursuing your thing. That's kind of, what's up with that? I said, say less, because I already decided that I was going to transition out from education into something, but I didn't know what. So long story short, went to Paris. And then I started, I had the camera that we bought for 49th and Connective. I had my journal that was still, I don't know if I was every day with it. Yeah, I had decided in January to go every day just to see if I could do it. And so I would record videos, but I was just trying to capture scenes. I wasn't necessarily talking to the camera. And then I said, okay, let me try to talk to the camera. That was the weirdest thing ever, because I was like, who am I talking to? I just didn't get it at first, but something told me I needed to document the experience completely. So I started talking to the camera, and it was bizarre. The only time it felt comfortable was when I was reading through the New York Times International Edition and talking about how I digest the news. So the articles, it was mostly Trump, and I believe the New England Patriots had just beat the Atlanta Falcons. I don't know who won, but it was like a crazy comeback. And so I was watching it in French, and they kept saying, oh la 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 la, oh la 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 la. It was great. And somebody got shot at the Louvre. The long story short, talking into the camera was bizarre, but it taught me so much. And that's what started Coach Life. That was Paris. In Noyer, I did a universal launch kit version where I basically gave you free game for how to launch anything, business, an idea, by understanding your past, your present, and your future. And then I introduced it. Kind of put the medicine in the candy, because what I've learned from literature and mentors and experience is everything isn't for everyone, and every good narrative, every good story, it has multiple layers. And there's value for right now. There's value in a certain level of anonymity. So that's where Coach Life started. Paris and Noyer, kind of. And the video component of 49th and all of that started in Morocco. That was the year before, 2016. I went out with Fatima, and the goal was to create a product for 49th. We spent 2 weeks, journaled every day, ton of video, ton of footage. What an experience. It was magic. Fez in Morocco, excuse me. Fez blew my mind. Everyone looked like a cousin. The energy was the easiest way I can describe Morocco is you didn't feel anxiety. No one was anxious. Everyone was taking their time. And the story I always tell is, I was at a cafe early, and there was a vendor. I believe he was selling, a street vendor. He was selling newspapers or things, and he just kind of had like a stool and a cloth or a table. It was minimal. But his son, it was an older gentleman, his son was with him, and this is early morning, and he's literally, no one's really there. I'm having a coffee, maybe there's a few other people in the outdoor cafe, and the vendor is reading the paper, and his son is leaning. This kid, this is they're near a toddler, maybe a little older. He's leaning on his father, watching him read the paper, and this went on for quite some time, as if he was reading the paper. I know he couldn't read, but he was just as engaged, just as focused. He wasn't complaining about going somewhere or doing something else. He was chilling. Like, he enjoyed his father reading the paper, and it was the most beautiful thing. So that's what I mean by that culture is just way less anxious. And it taught me a lot of the things that we get attacked for in America, like patience or calm. People don't like it when you're patient or calm around them. It makes them feel inadequate, like, or the way it comes out is, you're not doing something, like, do something, and it's like, you're just not. Land in their energy. So I say all that to say that's where the videos came from. So that's why they're kind of meditative. That's why they're just really efforts to connect with the energy that's not obvious, especially in America, especially in New York City. So I guess this Coach Life is about the origin of the Coach Life videos and that kind of essential calm, patience, cool that we've been tasked with carrying forward into the future. Not just carrying, but also protecting. So, ciao.